Hi, I'm Alexander Davis from HeroicAttorney.com, and today I'm talking about a post I wrote a while back that was titled I Have to Admit. And it was basically an introduction to the whole general speaking I was doing about I had just played in a Shadow Angelus Hero System game. But I was recalling that Stephen S. Long had been doing some streamlining ideas in the production of Hero 6th Edition, and I'm not sure that those character sheets that I ended up with were quite as effective as intended. I'm a very, visual reading oriented person. I've often sat down at campaigns, read the 10,000 bits of information they put on a character sheet in some cases, and then gone on and done well in the campaign, or at least that particular event. I struggled with a couple of things, but the problem I really ran into is that during the Shadow Angelus game at the charity event, I had an auto-fire weapon. I had no clue how many shots I should fire. In 5th edition Hero, I'd look for the max number and work down from there, either in the auto-fire limitation or the possible, actually it's an advantage, or the charges advantage or limitation. Typically for my own characters, I buy a 3 to 5 auto-fire max and don't worry about it. But another may view and deal with things for a different style. It may be incorporating a particular weapon. But with a pre-gen, I like to know the number of charges and auto-fire rate because, yes, I've seen weapons with an auto-fire and charges rate does not support sustained rates of fire. If you can build anything, sometimes you can build things that aren't as effective as you would think some people would like. It's not necessarily wrong, but it's challenging sometimes to balance everything out and sort of think ahead sometimes. While this was not likely the case, I'd like to be certain while playing a character who sensibly is not going to blow through all their ammo, but in dire situations could. It wasn't a situation where I felt like I needed to, let loose on a bunch of NPCs, which is actually what the GM determined happened. But it puts me, makes me worried about operating the character properly. I mean, I'm in a campaign, I'm not familiar with the character, I certainly didn't build the character, and, in Hero, that could be an entire, 8-hour-long day if you want it to be. But it concerned me that I was, worrying more about acting without the information I was able to get out of the GM or off the sheet that I like to have. I mean, I understand you can't think of everything every player's going to want all the time, and you can't respond necessarily in a 4-hour session to some of the styles people have. I'm a much more slower, methodical, thinking, because if you're going to role play, technically, if you've got a character in 24 hours past, they've had a lot of time to think about stuff, even if they're doing a bunch of downtime stuff. I know people who build entire campaigns while they're, in slow parts of the job. I'm walking from point X to point Y. I've got 2 minutes. Is there anything I could do to my character or my campaign that might make it more interesting? Oh, here's an idea. Remember it for later. And, there are things that I feel a character should know. He should know how many rounds he's got in his gun. He should know how many rounds he has on him. He should know, what sort of, when he flips the switch, what sort of rate of fire he's going to get. Should you just do a quick burst? Should you do, long sustained rate of fire to keep the crowd down? What does he want to do? And it stops me in the game and sort of draws me out if I don't have that information. And I should not be thinking about this while others are acting resolving instead of using my spotlight time to ask questions. So that's sort of the concern I had. And I think actually I should submit this to Matthew Keys because I think he's the one who actually built the character sheets for the campaign. It looked like his style, so I should bring that up to him. But basically that's what I'm concerned about, is that if you streamline everything and streamline the character sheets so much that there's not the information a person needs, it becomes a problem. And that's something that I think that you should focus on, is that you should be able to go, okay, not only how effective I am or how effective I can be, but what sort of impacts does a real world situation have on me. Sometimes that's how much information you carry. So, but that's basically what I wanted to say about the posts I've been writing. So this is Alexander Davis for Heroic Attorney. I want you to be the best role player you